Hey guys, Pat here. Welcome to the Beef Stew Podcast, episode 5. Wait, hold on, I'm getting a phone call. Hello?
Pat, it's Orson Welles. I think it's time we talked.
It's just evil.
Honestly, that's not what I would be complaining about. The only thing I complain about as far as this movie, I think its historical inaccuracy is part of the movie. You know, it's a speculative fiction history.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, it's like a conspiracy theory, right? It's like JFK.
yeah, no, it's his JFK for sure, but
Less
it's not.
plausible.
Well, it's also way less entertaining than JFK.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm just saying it's his.
No,
his
I
JFK
agree. I'm with
movie.
you. I wish this was his JFK, though. That's what I'm saying. I wish this was
Wow.
a 3-hour conspiracy theory about Citizen Kane. Like, I would
Dude.
fucking love it.
Donald Sutherland came in.
Yeah, and talks for
2/3 of the way through.
yeah, it gives 10 minutes of exposition.
I
Yeah.
was rewatching JFK, and it's more than that. The talk is longer than 10 minutes.
No, it's insane. No, I wish this movie
Sutherland
was
just
that.
keeps talking.
I have no problem with this movie being inaccurate. That doesn't bother me at all. I don't give a fuck with like people brought that up with Straight Outta Compton. They're like, a lot of this isn't true. I'm like, I don't care. Like, as a fictional movie about NWA, this is entertaining. I don't give a shit if Ice Cube didn't write "fuck the police" in 5 minutes after a cop was a dick to him. I don't care. It makes a good scene in a movie. Like, that's irrelevant to me. I wish it was even crazier with that shit. Like, I wish Orson Welles had, like you brought up earlier, like at the end, I wish it had been at the end that Orson Welles, like, turns into this creature, or, like, the movie, like, inverts on itself and stuff like that. Or Orson Welles is directing the movie. Like, I wish it had went that crazy.
Yeah. I wish it had too, because I think people might take some of this stuff for fact. I don't know about any controversy, but I do know that people do take some of this stuff for fact, and it really isn't true.
Yeah, because I don't know if the movie leans into the absurdity
I
enough. Like, I don't, because the movie plays it pretty straight. Like, if you watched it and you didn't know anything about this, you would think that some of this stuff is true.
Although, why would you watch it if you didn't know anything about it?
Well, that's the other thing about the movie. How good is this movie without going in with knowledge of what the subject matter is, if you just watch this movie blindly as opposed to other Fincher films?
Although, yeah, so if you hadn't watched Citizen Kane or don't know about it.
Yeah,
But
if you
then
don't know
again,
anything.
who gives a fuck about your opinion if you haven't seen Citizen Kane and don't care about it? And I'll say that. I might sound like a snob. I don't give a fuck. But there's this weird sequence in the movie where he's like Oscar Schindler. He's like Oscar Schindler, and he's like, the maid, the Fraulein, was like, he came and with his submachine gun saved our village from the Nazis.
That's my least favorite fucking part in the movie. Is when she tells the story to the girl, and she's like, "He saved it. He took our whole village, and he brought us all here to work." And then the woman brings him a drink, like, "You're a good man." No, it's so Schindler's List. She's like, "Fine, you can drink yourself to death."
Could have done more. I could have written 3 screenplays about how Hitler's a shit.
No, what the fuck was that?
That and the bizarre discussion they have with Hearst and Marion Davies.
Yeah,
it's so strange. That big round table scene.
Yes, weird.
He was very anti-war before Pearl Harbor. As a lot of Americans were. But the whole I'll just say the whole Oscar Schindler thing, I've never heard about anything like that. Now, there could be some information I've never heard about, but as far as I know,
as far as a scene in a movie, though, it doesn't really, like, it's so, like,
it doesn't work.
I was laughing at it.
What the fuck is this shit? I've never heard of any of this.
What's the meaning of this shit?
What is the meaning of this shit?
What's the meaning of this shit? It gets our "What's the meaning of this shit" award for this movie. The Adrian Brody Grand Budapest "What's the meaning of this shit?" The fucking Schindler's List scene where he saved all these people. and they're now working for
He
him.
has some sort of Jewish town, yeah, like he's
Yeah.
they're all a bunch of Smurfs making a goddamn script for him.
There were they're right. The script is life itself.
Yeah.
The
Uh,
script, every word. I could have written more, Orson. I could have written
yeah,
more.
one more script, yeah.
Please. He kiss
No, 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 Mank.
he kisses
How much is one worth to you?
he kisses the girl and they're talking. He's like he loves the women. I saw this girl. She was very pretty.
I don't do the work. Oh, it's the
Yeah. The
presentation.
presentation. I do the
No,
presentation,
Mank,
Mike.
it's the presentation.
No, I know.
Breakfast scene. It's the presentation.
I mean, maybe I'm crazy. I don't know. I'm getting a little wild on this one, but
You're getting a little wild. Because what the fuck do we have to talk about?
That's pretty wild. Okay, I know. I'm just trying to make like entertainment out of this, but fuck it. This is the beef stew, man. This stew is a little rough. Um, it's a little steamy. I remember being 18 to 20, and I could tell you from personal experience. I don't know your anecdotal stories here. I could handle quite a bit of alcohol and drugs when I was younger. Um,
Oh, yeah.
Maybe not as much now, that I'm getting old, but when I was young, it's like the thing about like drinking every day and you're an alcoholic, I'm like, well, then everyone I knew was an alcoholic and everyone I knew was a drug addict because I mean, I don't know, to me, where everyone was like, I'm saying that these young people are like, hey, don't party. Like when she's with Benny and he's like, yeah, don't, you're drinking me. I don't have another beer. And I'm like, what? What is this? Like if you were in college and you were at a bar with some chick and she was wanting to drink with you, like there's only one way that ends. You get drunk. Like it was just very strange to me that the show tried to. I get what they were trying to do, but it was like I feel like the substance abuse message really falls apart in this. And that's what a lot of people are praising, not the chess aspect as much as they are as it's about addiction. But I feel like they flip flop on it because it's like sometimes she's addicted and other times she can just quit it like it's nothing. So it's like, well, then is she really addicted to it? And
Yeah.
then they have her
I mean,
go
she
on her.
should be I think she downs like cases of alcohol in weeks, in just like a week or two in the book. And just like, she's just shaking. She can't get through the day. Uh,
Yeah, if coming
and
at.
she's throwing up and drinking, immediately throwing it up and just keeping a little bit down at a time.
I mean, there is that
It's pretty visceral.
there is one scene she does that where she pukes in the trophy and then drinks the beer. They do have that moment, but like if falling down some steps and landing on your ass is an addiction, then I was addicted to everything, I guess, because I've been
And
there.
good God, yeah, I'm Charlie Sheen. Yeah, it's like what sabermetrics did with a lot of
Yeah,
baseball.
sabermetrics, exactly. And chess had that component. I think there was a time when there was really, really good chess players, and it was a time when board games were more prominent, tabletop games were prominent. We had we you know you there used to be a time when everyone used to go bowling because there wasn't video games. So if you wanted to go play a game, people would go bowling. Now you can play video games. And then when the whole computer revolution of chess happened, where you could start playing on a computer, and now a lot of these young chess players, like the Magnus Carlsens, they're playing 10 games of chess on a computer all day against computers, which, and it's changed it. It's a little bit different. There's almost something loses a little bit of its allure that it once had because
Oh, yeah. Oh, you think it loses some allure when they can a chess program can take your personality,
yeah.
from every game you've played and predict how you're gonna play it, so some random asshole can play versions of you? You think it might've lost a little of its allure? Maresy dotes and dozy dotes and little lambsy divey, kiddly divey too.
It's up to you how this goes. Because you know what I'm going to do next? I'm going to find her. Whoever she is, I'm going to find her and I'm going to hurt her.
You were apprehended carrying details of the location, something codenamed the Rabbit's Foot.
I'm gonna make her bleed and cry and call out your name. And you're not gonna be able to do shit. You know why?
What is a Rabbit's Foot?
Man, the way this is framed, this is so close up. And it's shaking. These shots are disgusting. Like,
yeah, I mean,
they're just
they really capture this kind of subtle menace that Hoffman brings.
Well, it's almost like because I think about the like interrogation scene with the Joker, and it's kind of got this like lighting, but like if they could have just because it's like you want more scenes like this in the Mission Impossible movies. There's never enough of these dialogue exchanges like this, these intense confrontations. Like I would want so much more of this in this series because the first movie actually has quite a few of them.
Exactly. The first movie has these crazy, intense De Palma scenes.
And I think it should be a staple of the franchise, but it's not.
No. After that, it's a bit lacking as far as dialogue goes.
Yeah, they're just like nonstop action and exposition for the most part. It's not like a spy thriller where someone's sitting at a table with someone and it's like... Because like this, like, yeah, he's trying to fuck with him a little bit. What I like is like Ethan's a character that doesn't really let like what's going on. He doesn't let things get to him. He keeps his cool a lot of the time and just kind of... He's like a character with agency. He deals with things. But this is fucking with him.
It's like a John le Carré interrogation scene where the interrogation so often fails.
Yeah, because Cruz is just trying to stay to the point, just being like, hey, man, you're going to tell us this all about, and this offense like, no. No, I'm going to find her. I'm going to fuck her. I'm going to fuck her hard.
Yeah, we play another clip of Tom Cruise, and he's saying, I'm going to find that mask.
Yeah.
I'm going to put it on her.
I want to find her. I'm going to find her mask. I'm going to take it off. She's going to get sick.
I'm going to quarantine you.
You'll be this close to dead. And then I'm going to kill you right in front of her.
And then I'm going to kill you right in front of her. Man, Hoffman just turning it up.
Yeah.
Like...
Yeah.
And then I'm going to kill you right in front of her.
This is such a key thing that not enough movies do. You cast like a guy who's been in, Philip Serapo is a movie star, but you get like this guy who like is an Oscar-winning actor, can do the shit. Like you think about the crazy shit he does in something like Punch Drunk Love, or something weird like Happiness, and you make this guy a villain in a blockbuster like this. Not enough movies do this. You just get that quirky character actor, because they're more menacing.
Very true.
There's so much more.
It's like Cillian Murphy. So much more could have been done with it. Except, was that a dream? Was sex really that good? And he's just eating a fucking Pop-Tart in bed.
I loved every single one of those scenes. I don't give a fuck what anyone says. Him putting the clothes.
Chris Pine has been slowly redeeming himself for Star Trek, for New Trek.
This took me back to Princess Diaries too, Chris Pine. I mean, this is where my heart lies. Well, there's actually a genuinely good movie at the heart of this bad movie, which is because their actual premise is that Pedro Pascal becomes the Wishmaster. There's this old ancient rock,
wishing stone that destroys civilization,
and Kristen Wiig comes in possession of it, and she's like this. But I want to save to get to Kristen Wiig, but she gets it,
and that's what's stolen in the original crime.
Her wish comes true. And then Pedro Pascal, here's his idea. Instead of asking for a wish, he asks that he can become the wishing stone so he can grant wishes, because he thinks then this will give him the power to take over the world. Because if he grants people's wishes, they have to give him something in return. Because that's
I mean, he wishes to be the monkey's paw.
I love it.
Pedro
Pascal. This is like,
which Chris Pine mentions multiple times, and I like that because that would have been a relatively new story when he was alive. He's like,
Well,
it's just like this story I read, The Monkey's Paw. Have you read? Are people still reading
no.
that?
Chris Pine playing like the dumb blonde girlfriend who's like in awe and wonderment of everything about the 80s is like, I just want that movie. I could have just. It's kind of what sucks about a lot of modern day comic book movies is they have to have a bad guy and all this big apocalyptic stuff going on. Like, there's a movie here where some
Oh,
magic stone just brings back Wonder Woman's boyfriend, and it's about
yeah,
him
Steve
and
Trevor's back.
yeah, because it's sort of got this that
And
mo-
like Max Lord is always depicted nowadays in comics
yeah.
as being so serious, like he's fucking mind controlling people. In this, he's got a wishing. He becomes a wishing rock, and he can like blow wind at people with his wish powers.
She increases her running speed because she's getting her powers back. And then she jumps up into the air and then she realizes she can fly now and she is lassoing lightning and clouds and puts her arms
Yeah,
out and she remembers what he said to her because God forbid that we forget what he said to her during the jet scene from 30 minutes before. And she starts to fly. And it's so much better than the flying scene in Man of Steel. It's
I know. If only a U2 song was playing, it would have
I
been
know.
perfect.
Yeah,
It
either
was. It gave me Spider-Man 3 flashbacks.
Miles, and she's like, "Can you help me pick this up?" And everyone's like, "Fuck you, nerd."
It's like that scene with Judy Greer in that Mel Gibson movie, What Women Want.
It's exactly like it's the exact same scene. Holy shit, she is Trudy Greer's character in that movie. Oh my god. So then Wonder Woman and her like become friends and go out to dinner and everything. It's almost like a little lesbian. I felt.
Yeah,
I thought
yeah.
they were gonna
Little
go home.
tease.
I was like, are they gonna go
If
home
Steve
together?
Trevor, yeah, if Steve Trevor hadn't have shown up,
If he would have pulled
this,
that three-way off as another guy,
oh, with a cheetah,
10 out of 10.
with the cheetah, man.
So
Yeah,
so this is like,
this movie is one three-way from a 10 out of 10.
but I just love how stupid the fucking like logic and like premise is that she gets the rock and she wishes on the stone, and then she's like, I wish I could be like Diane. So then she gets what? Oh god, we
Well,
have a
Diana does beat up the rapist
yes,
from
the
from when she
rant.
first shows up.
So then
Takes her out to like an
yes.
expensive dinner, laughs at her jokes. It looks like she's trying to fuck her.
No, exactly. I kept thinking like, where's this going? I was getting really excited. Like I thought, wow, the first lesbian like thing in a superhero movie, like really like bold move, Pat. You know, because she did Monster and that had a lesbian relationship. So I was getting excited there.
This one had a monster.
So then Kristen Wiig wakes up and now she's sexy. She takes the glasses off. She's all that.
Yep, they do the She's All That.
She
The Kiss Me song by Sixpence None the Richer comes on.
and now every guy wants to fuck her. Everyone's listening to her tell really
Kiss me.
Everyone's listening.
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
Everyone's listening to her and laughing at her stories, even though they're not funny. And she's like,
They
"What's?"
do seem slightly funnier, I will say
Yes,
that.
I'll give him that. Kristen Wiig, because she's not a bad looking chick. When she gets into sexy,
It's like shit. She has charisma at this point. They like
I
curled her
know.
hair a little bit.
I know. There's a scene I love where she goes to a gym and like is lifting weights, and there's all these like 80s bodybuilder guys watching her like lift this like 400-pound barbell above her head. But she starts
And
to
she's in ridiculous 80s
yes,
gear.
she starts to get Wonder Woman's powers. And she doesn't fully realize she has superpowers yet, but Pedro Pascal knows that she has the wishing stone, so he's like fucks her to get the wishing stone. He like it's such a funny scene when he's kissing her and he just puts it behind his back.
I know. That's some SNL shit.
No,
It's like something out of Ghostbusters.
as a badass, you wear sunglasses at night, which is actually ridiculous. Like, let's say you're on a motorcycle, you're driving, and you're wearing sunglasses at night. It's pretty dangerous, but not with a Corey Hart.
No, he's in the sidecar of the
I'll take I'll take that, and I'll raise you. I just died in your arms tonight.
Ooh.
That should have been in here too. Like when him and her start making out and stuff like that, when they're gonna bang at that guy's house that they're staying at, that they're squatting in. If they'd have kissed and just out of nowhere, I just died in your arms. Ooh, the Cure.
Although I don't think that was out by '84. Yeah,
The-
The Cure, man.
Boys
Kiss
don't.
me, kiss me, kiss
Yeah,
me.
Friday I'm in Love. Friday I'm in Love would have been fantastic in this movie.
There's so many you could have used.
Yeah, Boys Don't Cry.
I think all the stuff off of Disintegration would
Oh
be
my God,
dark.
Love Song. That would have been a perfect
Oh,
end credit
yeah.
song.
Yeah, Love Song. Oh,
That would have been great with her and Steve.
Why Can't I Be You? I mean, that's exactly Kirsten Wiig's character.
I know.
It was a pleasant enough movie. I would like to watch it with someone and laugh about it.
We'll do that.
I think,
We'll do that in a few days, my friend.
yeah. It's Know What Women Want. That's
the bar.
yeah, I mean, it's not even close.
It's not
It's
even.
like a
It's not even.
toddler reaching for a pull-up bar.
It's not even in the vicinity of what women want.
Yes, but this does have action sequences, where that just has Mel Gibson sequences.
I'll take a Mel Gibson sequence over
Yeah, I'll
any
take a
action.
Mel Gibson sequence. Yeah,
Him dancing and shit and throwing the hat on the rack. I mean, are you kidding?
I enjoyed this. I laughed my ass off watching it. So take that as you will. If it had a 3-way NC-17, this would have been a 10 out of 10.
It's okay when it's in a 3-way. Exactly.
But I don't know how you could possibly be moved
you're
by
Tim.
it.
You're Tim Robbins, like crawling through the sewers with this movie. You know, I was really embarrassing after watching this. I was hanging out with some people and I was trying to do a Morgan Freeman impression. I was trying to do quotes from
Never good.
and I sounded just like Hannibal
Andy Dufresne.
I sounded just like Hannibal Lecter. My Morgan Freeman impression is like, you know, like Andy Dufresne was my friend. And then I started thinking about Hannibal Lecter and Shawshank, where it's like, you know, like Andy,
He was in Shawshank.
keep eyes on the back of your head. And then he's like, what do you mean? Did they not know I'm not homosexual? Neither are they, Andy. You would have to be human first. Watch out for the sisters, Andy. Andy Dufresne, about 6'5", 190 pounds. He looked a little bit lanky back when I saw him.
And by the way, Warden, love your suit.
I thought the same thing, Warden, love you. And I'm like, Hannibal Lecter and Shawshank's amazing. It's fucking great. Yeah, Warden, love the suit. And it started to blow my mind. Andy Dufresne, 6'5", 190 pounds. No, because that one line is very Hannibal Lecter, like, they would have to be human first.
What do they covet?
What do the sisters covet, Andy? Tell me. What do you want more than anything? I can get you. Rita Hayworth. Rita Hayworth. Poster. It'll take me some time. If they find it, they'll tell you that you knew me.
I drew Rita Hayworth from memory. It's all I have
Yeah,
now.
he's in the
I want a window and I can look out of.
Just think he's in the cell. Yeah, if he was in Shawshank. I only asked for one thing to tell you Andy's whereabouts. A window so I can look out. No. Tell me, Andy. Do you still see your wife dying? Do you still crawl through the shit, Andy? Are you still crawling through that shit?
You know, they'll say we're in love.
Yeah, Andy, you know. Yeah, exactly. They'll say we're in love. No, it's a better movie. I mean, I'm going to see my friend
Silence
Andy.
of the Shawshank.
Yes, Hannibal was in Shawshank with the warden. They shot young Tommy.
How did the Wayans brothers not make that?
I know, with that parody. Why is that not
Prison movie?
Why is that not? Yeah, one for them, one for us.
Yeah, one for us. I just want to talk about Ian Malcolm. This could have used Jeff Goldblum narrating it, or Ron Howard narrating it, like Arrested Development. Or hey, you know what? Daniel Stern.
I was thinking the same thing. Daniel Stern narrating it the whole time would have. I think Daniel Stern narrating.
There you have it. That finds a way.
Yeah. And I knew after I had sex and that Dick Candle was in the room that my life was never going to be the same again. You know, my favorite Simpsons joke of all time is in season 2, where Bart goes into the Wonder Years parody and Daniel Stern's actually doing the voiceover, but for Bart. Where it's like, a job? Was she serious? I knew my dad was telling me, but we were gonna have our relationship would never be the same. Bart, what are you doing? Nothing. And he just keeps saying, it's like, holy shit. That's amazing. Yeah, we should just talk about the Wonder Years at some point. I'm feeling that Wonder Years podcast.
Yeah.
Think about it,
Final
dude.
thought.
It's a perfect.
Watch The Wonder Years.
It's a perfect. Kevin Smith had a podcast called Tossed Salad and Scrambled Eggs, where him and a guy watched every episode of Frasier. And I heard that podcast, and I go, that's a genius idea for a podcast. You just watch episodes of Frasier and talk about them. And it's like, there's 115 episodes of the Wonder Years. So you have 115 episodes of a podcast. That's going to take a long time. And you just sit down, you do like a little precursor, like, let's talk about this episode. Then you just talk about the 22 minutes, and then you're done. And then you just go to the next fucking episode. You could maybe do 2 episodes a show if you wanted to make it a little longer.
Yeah, fuck this shit. Let's go do that.
Yeah, okay.